What's up gamers, DreamcastGuy here, reviewing today No Man's Sky. The most hyped and mysterious game of 2016 has finally arrived, but the real question is, does it deliver on the adventure that was promised, or leave us drifting in the cold of space? In many ways, this project turned out exactly how we expected, and yet it also seems like it fell slightly short of what it could have been. Waking up on a strange new world, the game begins with us repairing our ship. Exploring the alien landscape, you're laying eyes on your first randomized planet. No Man's Sky boasts having 18 quintillion worlds for us to visit. This is all made possible by Procedural Generation. Essentially, the developers created a universe with thousands of unique parts of plants, animals, and environments that the game then uses to build planets around us as we go. This makes it so that no two places will ever be the same. While you may run into a few gorgeous snow-covered ecosystems, the idea of coming across the same dinosaurs twice is theoretically impossible. Crossing hills and valleys on this opening planet, I was forced to learn the crafting system well. A big feature of No Man's Sky is the ability to break stuff down around you and reconstruct it into devices to fit your needs. Our character can gather raw elements to build upgrades for his suit and ship, or sometimes just craft rare fuels to launch yourself into the deeper reaches of space. Trekking across sandy beaches and blowing things up is fun, but there is an overall mission that we have to keep in mind. I won't reveal why, but the main objective of the game is to reach the center of the galaxy. What this means and what'll be found there is left largely unknown until the very end, so I'll leave this detail out for the sake of spoilers. Even if you decide that beating the story isn't for you, it's still possible to put 100 hours into just flying around and learning. The hero we play as is first and foremost a scientist, and like any man of science, he has a hunger for knowledge. When you land in a new place, you can scan the life forms there, name the creatures you find, and see if you can discover any ancient ruins. While they are extremely rare, some planets have traces of long-gone intelligent species. Going inside these structures can sometimes reward you with extra lore and schematics for improving your gear. At one point, I got terribly lost and was low on fuel, so I set my ship down on a small moon. Searching the environment for plutonium, I stumbled upon an abandoned outpost. Wandering inside, I found a computer that still functioned. Tapping into it, I got a blueprint that let me build a grenade launcher. Surprises like this are when No Man's Sky is really at its best. Unfortunately, all these awesome moments start to feel the same pretty quickly. Over and over again while playing, I kept thinking of that old Douglas Adams quote. Infinity itself looks flat and uninteresting. Looking up into the night sky is looking into infinity. Distance is incomprehensible and therefore meaningless. As I recharged my suit to explore my 100th planet, those words never felt more true. The universe is incredibly vast, and yet the system that randomly builds it for us has very strict rules, which makes things all feel very similar. One planet may have giant underwater caves, while another may have long-legged carnivores, but they're basically different toys made with the same Legos. Taking a break from space travel, I decided to see if I could make some intergalactic friends. Communicating directly with other races is a bit confusing at the start. While you can walk up to them and even engage in conversation, all that appears on screen is random gibberish. Thankfully, money is the universal language, so you can still buy and sell to them. The more you interact with a specific species, the more they'll like you. This can give you access to better items, and sometimes lead to special side quests. If you really want to impress some aliens, I discovered 2 ways to raise up relations the fastest. You can find these giant rocks that let you download words of their language so you can better communicate, or you can kill their enemies. Even in the distant future, people don't get along very well. When you see space pirates showing up, fighting them off can earn you a lot of reputation with nearby friendlies. I will warn you that combat can be slightly disorienting if you're not used to 3D flight. Just remember to keep moving, aim carefully, and you'll turn them into flaming scrap in no time. Each dead jet scores you more love from the locals, and more perks. By the time I reached a black hole and started making huge leaps closer to the center of the galaxy, I'd already made strong ties with all the major alien races, and managed to purchase a powerful ship of one of my new allies. This is also when a bit of the staleness began to set in. No Man's Sky is easily the biggest game ever made. I mean seriously, nothing can compare to having a universe of fully explorable planets, but it seems to be missing a real sense of life. Most of the places we travel to are nothing but empty rocks and seem to only serve as a place to gather more resources before flying to a more interesting part of the solar system. During my opening hours with the game, all the dry red planets were stark and fascinating, and yet soon a pattern began to emerge. There simply isn't enough variation between planets. Walking over a hill to see a moon take up your entire horizon or getting lost in a crystal-filled cave is a thrilling experience, but seeing these sights repeated throughout the game grows old. That being said, I put 60 hours into No Man's Sky, and I really enjoyed the overall journey I took. I just think that it needs some more fine-tuning to become truly out of this world. Okay, so we've heard some good and some bad, but let's head over to the ratings board and put a big number on it. I am giving No Man's Sky an 8 out of 10. If you're the type of person who craves exploration and you don't mind mining minerals, this game is definitely for you. It's probably best if you avoid all the trailers and interviews about this game and jump into it as blind as possible. The less you know about it, the more you get to discover on your own, and really, learning about this massive universe was most of the fun. Thanks so much for watching, gamers. This has been DreamcastGuy with another review. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, share with your friends, and subscribe if you haven't already. But do me the biggest favor of all and keep dreaming. Thanks so much for watching. If you liked this video, maybe check out my last video. Please subscribe, and if you want, share this somewhere with your friends.